midnight bus. Sometimes the ride is one way, and the fare is your soul. In the small, desolate town of Glenridge, there's a local legend about a bus that appears only at midnight. It travels along Route 86, a highway long abandoned after a series of deadly accidents. Locals claim that passengers who board the bus are never seen again. When a skeptical journalist named Ethan Carter hears the story, he decides to investigate. But what begins as a curious tale for his podcast soon turns into a harrowing journey through a realm where time, memory, and reality twist into something dark and hungry. Ethan is driving into Glenridge at dusk, the sun a blood-red orb sinking into the horizon. He's been chasing urban legends for years, debunking most of them for his popular podcast, Ghosts of the Highway. But something about the midnight bus story feels different. The locals were cagey, muttering half-sentences about a fare you can't pay or passengers who never come back. A bartender at the Rusty Nail warned him off. Some stories don't need telling, son. Let this one be. But Ethan can't resist a good mystery, even if it leaves a chill running down his spine. Just before midnight, Ethan parks his car on Route 86, his camera and recorder ready. The road is deathly silent, shrouded in mist. As the clock strikes 12, the temperature plummets. A faint hum grows louder, turning into the low rumble of an engine. Out of the fog emerges the midnight bus, a gleaming black coach with no visible driver. The headlights cut through the darkness like knives. Ethan hesitates but steps aboard. The interior is immaculate, yet eerily cold. The seats are occupied by passengers staring ahead, their faces pale and blank, as if carved from stone. No one speaks. The bus pulls away, and Ethan's phone loses signal. He tries to speak to the passengers, but their silence is impenetrable. Outside the windows, the world grows increasingly bizarre. The highway stretches endlessly, the scenery looping back on itself. He sees a version of his own car parked by the roadside, then a figure that looks just like him standing next to it, except its eyes are dark pits. The driver, a shadowy figure with no discernible features, finally speaks. Fares must be paid. Mr. Carter Ethan realizes with mounting dread that the bus isn't just transporting bodies. It's harvesting memories, emotions, and souls. He begins to forget who he is, fragments of his childhood and relationships slipping away like sand through his fingers. Ethan discovers that the midnight bus preys on those who seek truth in the unknown. It lures skeptics, adventurers, and the curious, feeding on their desperation for answers. He tries to escape, but finds himself trapped in a nightmarish loop, returning to the bus no matter how many times he jumps off. In a final act of defiance, Ethan records a message for his podcast, warning others to stay away. But when the bus stops back in Glenridge at dawn, his car is empty. The recorder lies on the front seat, playing static. Ethan is gone, but the midnight bus drives on, searching for its next passenger.